Okay. This is the generalized Cauchy's integral formula. So now, yes, sir. Shall we start the session now, Uday?
Yes, ma'am.
Only 13 members have joined in the session. Yes, okay. First, in the previous session, we have finished up to fourth problem, I think. Isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now today, let me discuss about fifth problem. Evaluate integration over C sin pi z square plus cos pi z square by z minus 1 whole square into z minus 2 dz, where C is the circle mod z is equal to 3. Second curve is mod z is equal to 1 by 2. Third curve is mod z is equal to 3 by 2. So now our aim is to evaluate this integral along each path. So let me evaluate one by one. Yes. So this is the solution page. So first take the given integral. So according to our explanation, first we have to identify at which points the function is not analytic. Whenever you want to solve the problems by using Cauchy's theorem or Cauchy's integral formula or generalized Cauchy's integral formula, first of all, don't think about curve. Take the given integral and identify the points at which the function is, that means the integrand is not analytic. Isn't it? Understood all? What is the first step we have to do here? Yes, please respond everyone. Bhaskar? Now tell me your attendance. I will call you one by one name. Yes, Pradyumna? Please unmute all. Bhaskar?
Yes, ma'am.
Karthik? Karthik, number 34. Karthik? Girish? Girish? Are you all audible to me? Girish? Girish is not responding. Prerana?
Yes, ma'am.
Rakshit? Rakshit?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sharan?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Karthik? Manish? Manish? Omkar? Omkar? Sachin? Number 58.
Yes, ma'am.
Sharan? Sharan?
Yes, ma'am.
Sohit,
Yes, ma'am.
Suhas,
Yes, ma'am.
Sumukha,
Yes, ma'am.
Tejas.
Yes, ma'am.
Number 62. He did not on. Number 62 did not on his mic. Santosh himself also not on his mic. Yes, okay. Now you are all responding, right? Whenever I ask a question, please respond, ma. Whether you know or not. If you don't get understand, you ask me a question, ma'am, please explain once again. We are unable to understand the problem. Then only it is clear to me. Always explaining means it is not good, right? To whom I am explaining, Ra? Yes. What is the first step to start in the problem, Ra? Once again, I will repeat the point. Whenever we want to start the problems under Cauchy's theorem, Cauchy's integral formula, or generalized Cauchy's integral formula, first we should find at which points the integrand is not analytic. That means at which points the function tends to infinity. The function is nothing but integrand here first. In the beginning, you treat the integrand as one function and then identify the points. At which points this integrand tends to infinity. Yes, tell me what is the first point to check? Yes, please respond. Prerna? Sachin?
To check whether it is no analytic or not.
Very good. Yes. Now tell me, at which points this function is not analytic? This function, I circle the function. At which points this tends to infinity, Ra? See, numerator. Sine does not tends to infinity because it is in numerator. It does not tends to infinity. Sine will be always lies between -1 and +1. Sine function range is -1 less than or equal to sine less than or equal to +1. Similarly, cos also -1 less than or equal to cos less than or equal to 1. These two are in numerator. That's why numerator does not tends to infinity for any z value. Next, suppose you put z equal to 1, Ra. What is the value? Please respond.
Not defined, ma'am. 1/0.
1/0 infinity.
Infinity.
So at z is equal to 1, the function is not analytic. Similarly, at z equal to 2, Ra.
Infinity.
At z
ma'am. Not
equal to
defined.
2,
Not-
infinity. So z is equal to 1 and z equal to 2 are the points at which this function is not analytic. So now you identified the points. Next, go to the path. Next, go to the path. After going to path, we have to identify which points are inside the path, and which points are outside the path. So that is the next step. So for that, take the given path. So remember, 1 and 2 are the points. At these points, function is not analytic. Remember in mind to this problem. So first path is C is equal to mod Z equal to 3. The curve C is mod Z is equal to 3. It is a circle of the form mod Z minus Z naught is equal to R. Here, center Z naught is equal to 0. See, compare these two these two equations. Z naught is 0 in the given equation. R is equal to 3. So, Z naught is center, that is 0. 0 means 0 plus I0, which is equal to 0, 0. Next, radius is R, that is equal to 3. Now, draw the diagram. So, this is a circle diagram. So, draw x-axis, y-axis. Center 0, 0 is the origin. Radius is 3 units. That means from origin to right side 3 units, left side 3 units. But if you denote the point form, it is 3 units distance on x-axis. So the point at this is 3, x coordinate 3, y coordinate on x-axis is 0. Similarly, the point in left hand side. Left hand side is negative x-axis. So that x coordinate will be negative 3, 0. Similarly, upper y is positive, lower y is negative. So upper on y-axis x value 0, y value is 3 units because it is radius. Lower side, it is in negative y-axis. So y will be negative 3. So 0, negative 3. Is it clear how to draw the diagram according to the given curve? Please respond.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next, our aim is to identify the points. Which points lies inside this curve? Which points lies inside the curve? See, you have to identify only 1 and 2. Are these 2 points lies inside or outside? Because we are having to evaluate. That means we have to evaluate this integration over C sin pi z square plus cos pi z square by z minus 1 whole square into z minus 2. Along this curve mod z equal to 3. That's why you should know which points. That means either 1, 2. Are these 2 lies inside the curve? Or any 1 point lies inside the curve? Those and all we have to identify. Now, 1, 2. 1, 2. Where these points lies? You write in point form. What is 1 in point form? Sohit? 1 in point form. Sohit, are you there? Yes, Omkar? Omkar? Unmute your mic and talk to me, ma. Prerana? Prerana?
I don't know, ma'am.
Okay. Is 1 real part or imaginary part? Prerana, respond me. 1 real value or imaginary value?
Real value.
Real value.
Real value. We are in complex analysis. So complex number form is, what is the general form of complex number? Z. x plus iy. Now, you compare 1 with this. Here x is real, y is imaginary. So we have only real value. Imaginary value is not available. So put I into 0, I into 0. So now you take x comma y. X is 1, y is 0. So the point form in complex plane is 1 comma 0. The point form of 1 in complex plane is 1 comma 0. So always we need not to write this form. Directly you write real part comma imaginary part. So 1 is 1 comma 0 in complex plane. Next, what is the point form of 2? Point form of 2 in complex plane. Yes, please. Tejas. Tejas. Syed. What Uday? What is the point form of 2?
Don't know, ma'am.
Point form, Ra.
2,0.
2 comma 0. Right, real part 2, no, this is 2. So take 2 ma. 2 is only real part. While writing a point, you should compare this with x plus iy. That means this is z value. Z is equal to 2. Z is always like x plus iy. You should compare 2 with x plus iy. So that means you can write 2 plus I into 0. That is equal to x plus iy. So here x is equal to 2, y is equal to 0. X comma y is equal to 2 comma 0. That is the point form. See, in denominator, we are substituting z is equal to 1 and z equal to 2. So that's why z equal to 2 in point form is 2 comma 0. Now is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now this is the circular curve we have drawn. 1 comma 0. So up to this 3 units. 1 comma 0 lies on x-axis because y coordinate is 0. So 1 unit distance. So this point is 1 comma 0. Next point is 2 comma 0. So now both the points are in inside the circle, inside the given mod z equal to 3. Now we should write according to the Cauchy's integral formula, f of a is equal to 1 by 2 pi I integration over c f of z by z minus a dz. Here a is the point lies inside of the curve C. Now, but here z is equal to 1 and z equal to 2 both lies inside the circle. But according to our integral, the denominator must be single factor. It is not like product of two factors. But in our integral, the function is having denominator like a product of two factors. So we can't apply directly the Cauchy's integral formula to the given function. That's why I will resolve that one into partial fractions. That is the necessity to resolve 1 by z minus 1 whole square into z minus 2 into partial fractions. Yes, now is it clear why we are going to do partial fractions? Why? Why do we resolve that one into partial fractions, Ra? What is the reason behind this? Cauchy's integral formula and generalized Cauchy's integral formula both are having denominators like single factor, like z minus a only. But here two factors are there. That's why we need to split. So take that one first. 1 by z minus 1 whole square into z minus 2. That is equal to, for linear factor, set a by z minus 1. For the first factor z minus 1 whole square, we write a by z minus 1 plus b by z minus 1 whole square. Plus, for the next factor, that is linear only. So, one second, ma. Yes, Ra. So here, first one is linear factor whole square. So the resolution of partial fractions is like a by z minus 1 plus b by z minus 1 whole square. Suppose if you have quadratic factor in the denominator, it will be like ax plus b by that quadratic factor. But here all are linear factors. The first one is having square. So that we write a by z minus a plus b by z minus 1 whole square plus the last one is c by z minus 2. Next. Now simplify this. LHS is same, RHS. RHS LCM is z minus 1 whole square into z minus 2. So now A has the denominator z minus 1. But z minus 1 times z minus 1 into z minus 2 is this denominator. That's why numerator of z minus 1 is a into z minus 1 z minus 2 plus similarly b into, here already z minus 1 whole square is there, so b into z minus 2, next factor of denominator, plus c. Here c denominator is z minus 2, so here z minus 2 over, the remaining you put beside of c, that is c into z minus 1 whole square. Next, both sides denominator gets cancelled. 1 is equal to, the numerator of RHS will be same. Put it equation number 3. Next, we need to find the constants A, B, C. So for finding those three constants, you put Z is equal to 1. So if you put Z is equal to 1 here, LHS is constant, that will be 1 is equal to, the first one, 1 minus 1, A into 1 minus 1 becomes 0, plus B into 1 minus 2, B into 1 minus 2, plus C into Z minus 1, 1 minus 1 whole square, that is 0. That's why last term is 0, first term also 0. So from this, 1 is equal to B, 1 minus 2 means minus B. So B is equal to minus 1. Next one. Again, put Z is equal to 2 here. Z is equal to 2 in equation number 3. If you put Z is equal to 2, the RHS is constant, that will be 1 is equal to, first one, A into 2 minus 1 into 2 minus 2. 2 minus 2 becomes 0. 2 minus 2 becomes 0. B into 2 minus 2, 0. Plus C into 2 minus 1 whole square is 1 square. That is C. C is equal to 1. Next, there is no possibility for substitution again now. Now we have to compare any terms for finding the other constant A. Here we found B value and C value. We need to find A value. For finding A value, there is no possibility for substitution. That's why go for equating the like term coefficients. Equating the like term coefficients. Here, for my convenience, I equated Z square coefficients. Z square coefficients. In LHS, there is no Z square terms, so 0. Next, in RHS, you see here A factors Z into Z. A factors are Z minus 1 into Z minus 2. When you multiply Z into Z, you will get Z square. When you multiply Z into 2, you will get 2Z. Z term you will get. You don't get Z square terms. Only when you multiply Z into Z, you will get Z square. Z square coefficient is A. That's why A here. Next. In the second term, there is no Z square. Next, in third term, it is like C into Z minus 1 whole square. So C into, when you expand it, Z square minus 2Z plus 1. So Z square coefficient here is C. So that 0 is equal to A plus C. So from this, A is equal to minus C. A is equal to minus C. But C value is equal to 1. So A is equal to minus 1. Yes, any doubt in the partial fractions? Please respond, ma.
No, ma'am.
Everyone knows this, even though I explained. If you have any doubt, you can feel free to ask me now, ma. Now you just substitute A, B, C values in equation number 2. See, I'll show that page. Yes. After putting A, B, C values in equation number 2, we'll get equation number 4. This one. Now take the given integral. Integration over C sin pi z square plus cos pi z square by z minus 1 whole square into z minus 2. That is equal to. So you substitute equation 4 value here. Sin pi z square plus cos pi z square into 1 by z square. This 1 by z square, sorry, z minus 1 whole square into z minus 2 value is minus 1 by z minus 1 minus 1 by z minus 1 whole square plus 1 by z minus 2. Now you just apply this integral to each and every term by keeping numerator as a single. See, here I applied minus first term minus 1 by z minus 1 into sin pi z square plus cos pi z square. When you apply integration to this, it will be what is the numerator? In all the integrals, numerator is what is numerator?
Sin pi z square plus cos pi z square.
Sin pi z square. Sin pi z square plus cos pi z square. That is f of z. F of z. Now, first integral, like, remember for each and every one I am writing. I can't show all the things at once here. You please remember, be concentrate in this. So I am explaining for the first integral. The first integral looks like integration over c f of z by z minus a dz. This a here is 1. A is equal to 1. F of z is equal to this. A is inside the curve. Inside the given curve, mod z equal to 3. That's why by Cauchy's integral formula, if A is inside the curve, it is equal to 2 pi I into f of a. 2 pi I into f of a. So, a is equal to 1 here. That's I written here, see. Minus 2 pi I into f of a. F of a is 1 here. So, f of 1. Minus is already in the integral. That's why that minus is as usual here. Next one. Coming to the second, I will explain second integral later. First, see the third integral. Third integral also like integration over c f of z by z minus a dz. What is a in third integral, Ra? What is a in third integral? Compare this integral and that integral. This integral and this integral. What is a, ma? What is a, Uday?
Two, ma'am.
2. Yes, a is equal to 2. So, for the third integral, according to the Cauchy's integral formula, this is equal to 2 pi I into f of a. So, when a is equal to 2, that is equal to 2 pi I into f of 2. So, that is the third integral result I have written here. 2 pi I into f of 2. Now, come to the second integral. Come to the second integral. Second integral is like, see, the denominator, it is not like z minus a. It is like z minus a whole square form. Some power is there. So we can't apply Cauchy's integral formula. We should go for generalized Cauchy's integral formula. What is that? Nth derivative of f of a is equal to n factorial by 2 pi I integration over c f of z by z minus a whole power n plus 1 dz. Now this denominator is z minus 1 whole power 2. This 2 can be written as 1 plus 1 form. So n is equal to 1. What is a here? A is equal to 1, n is equal to 1. So now by this formula, the second integral will be equal to, only you have integral there. So you send this constant to left side. That will be 2 pi I by n factorial into nth derivative. Here n is 1.